Cormac McCarthy, Blood Meridian, or The Evening Redness in the West. Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, or The Evening Redness in the West, thrusts readers into a brutal exploration of violence and survival in the unforgiving landscape of the Old West. This summary will guide you through the harrowing journey of the protagonist, known as the Kid, as he navigates a world dominated by relentless conflict and moral ambiguity. Key themes of senseless violence, the collapse of innocence, and the struggle for redemption thread through this dark narrative. Expect to encounter vividly rendered scenes of warfare and philosophical reflections on the nature of violence, as McCarthy delves into the depths of human cruelty through characters like the enigmatic Judge Holden. Prepare for an intense examination of the historical and cultural backdrop that fuels this chilling saga, ensuring a riveting reading experience that holds a mirror to humanity's darker impulses.
Birth of Brutality. Born in the harsh realities of 1830s Tennessee, our protagonist, the Kid, enters life amid tragedy. His mother's death during childbirth and his father's alcoholic neglect set a turbulent stage for his early years. At just 14, he escapes home to carve his own path, driven by an emerging appetite for violence. His journey westward is marked by skirmishes, starting in the chaotic streets of New Orleans. Fighting sailors nightly in a tavern, he moves on only after surviving a gunshot wound. In Nacogdoches, Texas, the Kid encounters a reverend sermon disrupted by a striking bald man calling himself Judge Holden. Holden incites chaos by accusing the reverend of heinous acts, oddly convincing the crowd to turn violent against the minister. Linked later at a bar, Holden admits fabricating his claims, drawing roars of laughter from others, even as the Kid processes the disturbing manipulations. The Kid's journey turns even darker when he clashes with Louis Toadvine. What begins as a near-lethal confrontation evolves into a partnership, culminating in a vicious assault on Toadvine's acquaintance and an incendiary departure. Ever adapting to a world steeped in brutality, the Kid roams Texas, stealing and begging, leaving violent ripples in his wake. A confrontation in Behar escalates when a Mexican bartender denies him service, leading the Kid to blind the man with a shattered bottle before pilfering his liquor. The morning after, he draws the attention of a recruiter for Captain White, whose band of lawless men exploit the disarray of post-war territories. Although the Mexican-American War has concluded, White's filibusters, undeterred by legality, plunge into Mexico in pursuit of land, wealth, and unchecked savagery. Embedded within these early episodes is Blood Meridian's grim portrayal of the Old West, a brutal wasteland where survival is as ruthless as the landscapes and moral decay pervades human interactions. Here, the Kid swiftly discards what little innocence lingers, with his fate entwined to Captain White's relentless campaign, reflecting an unforgiving world where violence is both currency and creed. Desert Shadows. In a world marked by stark brutality, a young drifter known only as the Kid finds himself entangled in the violent exploits of Captain White's infamous filibuster army. After a hasty and unsettling encounter with the blatantly racist captain, the Kid, newly outfitted and armed, joins the ranks, eager to forge a new path. Their mission quickly turns perilous as they traverse the harsh Mexican desert. The land shows no mercy, dehydration takes its toll, cholera reaps its deadly harvest, and wolves shadow their dwindling band. As they finally stumble upon a Mexican village, the gang's onslaught results in ruin, rousing the ire of the land's rightful guardians. A formidable force of Comanche warriors retaliates with fierce fury, reducing the ranks of the transgressors. Despite the chaos, the Kid narrowly escapes, discovering a sole comrade in the weary yet determined Sproul. Together, they navigate the unforgiving terrain, bearing witness to the grisly aftermath of the Comanche's revenge, a village populace, now eerily silent, each life snuffed out, each body devastated. Sproul's condition worsens, his wounds become a playground for infection, a battleground between life and decay. As night yields another challenge, a harrowing encounter with a bat, fate offers no reprieve. By morning, delusion grips Sproul, and soon, death claims him. Alone, the kid faces capture by Mexican forces, led to a somber village that bears a haunting relic, Captain White's veil of violence. After a tense encounter, Judge Holden orchestrates the release of the kid among the prisoners, and he, along with Toadvine and Granny Rat, joins Glanton's eclectic gang. Comprising a motley crew of white gangsters, Mexicans, and Native Americans, the group secures a new contract and sets off on another perilous journey. Along the way, they encounter a family of magicians eager for safe passage to Llanos. As the fire crackles in the night, the family patriarch reads tarot cards for the scalp hunters, leading to the kid drawing the Four of Cups. This card, a symbol of discontent and indifference, seems to cast a shadow over the events that follow. Upon arriving in Llanos, they cross paths with a fellow gang that has captured an Apache woman. Glanton's brutal nature surfaces as he nonchalantly shoots her, leaving another to scalp the corpse. The violence is relentless and serves as a grim reminder of the gang's barbarity. Mystery ensues the next day when Granny Rat inexplicably disappears. Despite the efforts of two Native American scouts, who engage in a violent skirmish with an Apache tribe to find him, only Granny Rat's horse returns. This disappearance underscores the expendable nature of life within the gang, hinting at possible dissent against Glanton's savagery. Continuing their trek through the unforgiving desert, the gang stumbles upon the remnants of dead miners. They seize the opportunity to loot their cache of guns and horses. Seeking shelter in an abandoned mine, they encounter a group of traumatized squatters, survivors of an Apache attack. With them is a young boy of mixed descent who remains a silent enigma. By morning, he is found dead with a broken neck, yet Glanton turns a deaf ear to the squatters' desperate pleas to join them. As night envelopes the campfire once more, Tobin, a scalp hunter, shares with the kid the tale of their initial meeting with Judge Holden. Reflecting on Holden's cunning assistance in ambushing Native American pursuers, the kid's curiosity about the judge's role and motives grows. However, Tobin stifles further inquiry, fearing the judge's ominous presence. Granny Rat's sudden disappearance foreshadows the ominous expendability within Glanton's ranks, likely culminating in betrayal and death at the hands of the Native American scouts. Judge Holden, enigmatic and alarmingly erudite, looms as a figure even more sinister than Glanton himself, with implications that his unseen hand had a role in silencing the young boy. The ritual of violence. The scalp hunter's journey through the rugged terrain of northern Mexico, weaving through deep canyons and uncovering relics of Spanish colonizers. Amidst this backdrop, Judge Holden displays his unusual mastery of history and cultural nuances, particularly concerning Native Americans. Following relentless storms, the group encounters the Jalino tribe and, in a chilling display of brutality, mercilessly slaughters them, sparing only an infant, whom Judge Holden enigmatically claims. Their path crosses with Apache warriors seeking vengeance, but Glanton brutally decapitates their leader, sending the rest into retreat. Pursued by the Apaches, the gang pushes southward. Around a nighttime fire, the judge shockingly murders the infant, an act so disturbing that even the hardened scalp hunters are left in silent rebellion, unable to confront him. Arriving back in Chihuahua City, the hunters are glorified as heroes. However, their excess during the celebrations, with relentless drinking, brawling, and indulgence, sours public sentiment. Bankrupt and desperate, they once more seek out scalps, slaughtering a peaceful Tigua community to replenish their finances. Violence erupts again in a local bar, where they scalp over 40 Mexicans and continue their rampage into a neighboring village. Chased by Mexican soldiers, a bloody conflict ensues, costing the gang 6 lives, but not before returning victoriously to Chihuahua City to deceitfully pass their atrocity. Ride through chaos. In the untamed jungle, Judge Holden reveals an unsettling ambition: to rule the world, one must first master the understanding of nature's intricate design. His methodical examination of plants and animals underscores a relentless quest for dominion. Meanwhile, the gang, traveling through the Mexican town of Immerse in Sonora, secures a grim contract to annihilate Apache people, marking the beginning of a bloodstained journey. However, upon returning to claim their deadly reward, they face an unexpected confrontation with the Sonoran government, laying bare the trap laid for them. In the ensuing clash, the scalp hunters suffer grave wounds, pushing them to a desperate decision, a lottery to select those who will mercy kill their incapacitated comrades. The kid, strangely drawn towards mercy, defies his grim role by sparing 2 lives, even offering them refuge. As he rejoins the group, he encounters Tate, a fellow hunter stranded by his lame horse. The kid's decision to stay with Tate is short-lived when, under the moonlit sky, the threat of approaching Sonoran scouts forces him into a solitary flight for survival. The gang's perilous path leads them into an unexpected alliance with a group of Apache warriors, orchestrated by the cunning Judge Holden. Promising whiskey to the Apache chief, the gang detours to Tucson, where chaos and hedonism reign. There, they meet Lieutenant Coates and Cloyce, who exploits his brother's misfortune for profit, displaying the man as an imbecile in a squalid cage. Amidst reckless drinking and brawling, a young Mexican girl vanishes, casting a shadow over their hedonism. Leaving Tucson with a pilfered whiskey barrel, 5 recruits, and Cloyce alongside his brother, the gang fulfill their barter with the Apaches, trading whiskey for precious metal. Pressing onwards, they eventually reach the Colorado River, leaving behind a trail of violence and moral decay. Throughout these turbulent events, a glimmer of humanity persists within the kid, whose fleeting gestures of mercy offer a stark contrast against the enveloping brutality. Yet, the raw desert demands sacrifice, compelling him to abandon Tate in a bid to save himself. In stark opposition, Judge Holden's chilling philosophy underlines his insatiable quest for control, exposing an ego devoid of redemption. With a cold intellect cloaked around a monstrous persona, he muses philosophically by the campfire, unperturbed by suspicion of taking an innocent life. Dance of Darkness. Reaching the pivotal Colorado River, Glanton and Judge Holden cunningly persuade the ferry's owner, Dr. Lincoln, to hand over control, promising protection from the Yuma people. Yet, beneath this facade, lies a treacherous plot. They plan a Yuma assault on the ferry, only to massacre the Yuma's post-attack. This betrayal enables the gang to seize control, imposing extortionate fares on travelers, amassing wealth and power at a notorious pace. The Yumas, undeterred, launch a counterattack, this time with deadly precision. A third of the gang, including Glanton and Lincoln, fall. In the aftermath, the Yumas stumble upon Judge Holden in an unsettling scene, stark naked with a trembling girl and an idiot he has released. Confused, the Yumas allow them to flee. The kid, along with Toadvine and Tobin, also make a narrow escape, though they later cross paths with the judge and the idiot in the barren desert. Holden's offers of wealth for their possessions are met with the kid's staunch refusal. A sudden ambush by Holden leaves Tobin seriously injured. Seizing a moment of desperation, the kid shoots the horses belonging to the judge, creating an opportunity for their escape. They are found and tended to by a compassionate group of Diegueno people, nursed back to health, eventually reaching San Diego. There, the kid is entrapped once more, this time by law, but cleverly bribes his way out by revealing where the gang's hoard of gold is hidden. He then escapes to Los Angeles, witnessing the grim fate of Toadvine at the gallows. Years roll by, transforming the kid into the man, now journeying to Fort Griffin, Texas. In an ongoing struggle to detach from his violent roots, he is challenged by a brash young man who questions his past glories. Unable to contain his simmering anger, he kills the youth. In Fort Griffin, a chance encounter with Judge Holden, a sinister specter of his past, heralds the collapse of any hope for salvation. Despite fleeting dreams of redemption, the man is drawn back into the judge's orbit, a confrontation climaxing in the outhouse where Holden lies in wait. In this ominous setting, it suggested that the judge annihilates the man, solidifying his malevolent dominance. Triumphant, Holden revels in dance, proclaiming his invincibility, his existence a chilling reminder of an everlasting evil. In the final scenes, a laborer methodically digs holes, forging paths for the unknown future. Shadows of wandering souls linger, testament to humanity's relentless march forward, trudging through darkness, ignorant of the malevolent forces, forever lurking, never sleeping.
In Blood Meridian, Cormac McCarthy paints a stark picture of the relentless violence and moral decay that characterized the Old West. Through the kid's journey, we witness his struggle to retain his humanity amidst a world marred by ruthless savagery and chaotic warfare. The enigmatic Judge Holden personifies this omnipresent evil, embodying a philosophical embrace of violence that challenges the boundaries of morality. Despite fleeting glimpses of redemption, the story underscores the futility of escaping one's past, culminating in the man's eventual downfall. As the judge revels in his triumph, McCarthy's tale closes with a haunting reflection on the eternal dance of violence, suggesting a world where ruthless instincts persist. Through its vivid imagery and profound themes, Blood Meridian leaves readers reflecting on the troubling facets of human nature and the indelible scars left by unchecked brutality.